Hey guys, Brad Bob here, and today I want to cover a really important subject, and that is death benefits for a FERS employee. So I've talked a lot about it for a retiree and what death benefits look like for retirees if there's a benefit for a spouse. But what if you're an employee? What if an employee dies on an accident going home, gets an illness, passes while employed? Okay, it's a little different then. So let's go over the benefits. To start with, FEGLI proceeds, okay? That's your federal employee group life insurance, and that's really simple, okay? A lot of people have FEGLI, okay? You've got options, your basic, your option A, your option B, your option C, all right? And you name a beneficiary for those are paid out at death, okay? Pretty simple there. Most people know about that. Next, though, FERS survivor annuity, okay? This is one that not many people know about. And if you're a federal employee and you've been there for 10 years, got 10 years of service, then you should qualify for a FERS survivor annuity, okay, to be paid out to your spouse. And that survivor annuity is calculated as of the date of death, kind of like it would be for retirement. So if you were to retire at the age of 62 with 11 years in, then you get 11% of your high three. It would be similar if you died at, say, the age of 35 with 11 years in, okay? That gets paid out to your spouse, all right, for the rest of your spouse's lifetime, as long as your spouse doesn't remarry. But you have to be married there's a couple of qualifications, like you have to have been married for 9 months, or you have to have had a kid from the marriage. Or another thing is a child can also qualify for that FERS survivor annuity if the child is under the age of 18 or under the age of 22 and a full-time student. But something to know about that as far as a child getting the benefit, a lot of the time, in fact, I would say most of the time, that benefit is going to be reduced down to zero due to Social Security benefits received. So, that benefit can be offset by Social Security, but can be paid out to the surviving spouse. So then we've got basic employee death benefit, okay, this right here. And what is that? Okay, so that is something that is basic. I want to use the word basically. That is basically what you have paid in to your FERS annuity, okay, whether it's the 0.8% you pay in or the higher of the FERS RAE and the two new systems that pay in more. But you would get your beneficiary would get that amount that you paid in plus some interest, okay? And that's going to be for people that don't hit the 10 years that wouldn't qualify for a survivor annuity. And again, you have a beneficiary for that. Next, we've got the FERS Lump Sum. All right, and this is a relatively unknown benefit that there's just a FERS lump sum to where FERS employees qualify for this lump sum benefit that I believe is around $37,000 now. It's adjusted a little bit every year for inflation. Whew. It's allergies. Excuse me, it's allergy season for me. So FERS lump sum. That's another one. Then we've got TSP, Thrift Savings Plan. This one's a simple one. You've got beneficiaries, or at least you should have beneficiaries listed on your TSP, all right? And that money is theirs, okay? That account, your Thrift Savings Plan, you own, it passes on your beneficiaries, okay? Fully vested at death, what's in your TSP passes on to your beneficiary. So make sure you have beneficiaries listed for your TSP. And then it can be kind of complicated for a beneficiary depending on who that beneficiary is and what their options are. A spouse can probably keep money in TSP if they want, but then they can move it to an inherited IRA, then they can move it to their own IRA. Then people other than a spouse, they have less options, okay? It's I've got an article on that it's really important to know that stuff. Because it's going to happen to a lot of us at some point where somebody's going to die, money is going to pass on. So understand those rules and how that works. And then the last one I've got listed here is Social Security. It isn't directly tied to your federal employment, but yet federal employees, FERS federal employees, do pay into Social Security. Therefore, there can be Social Security benefits there as well at your death. Spouses can collect Social Security once they hit age 60, survivor benefits, so they can collect 2 years earlier. And widowers have the best benefits in the Social Security system. Okay, so they have a little different options than what normal people would. Survivors can collect there at 60 and older. You have been married for 9 years and not remarried unless you were married for 30 years, I believe it is. And then kids can qualify for a Social Security benefit as well if they're age 17 or younger, or if they're age 18 or 19 and a full-time student. Okay, so that covers it. Those are your benefits for death benefits for a FERS employee if you die while employed. I'll put a couple of articles down below in the information so that you can get more details on these. I also have an article talking about this stuff that provides a little more detail, as well as listing the beneficiary forms that you need for each of these things. Okay, it's important to have those updated or up to date in case things have changed in your life. Also, if you need help with your retirement planning, financial planning, you can schedule a call with me down below. Find my website, hit thumbs this, like it, share it. I appreciate it. Thanks again. This is Brad with Bob Financial.